The opening match between Japan and Nigeria has finally come to a close, and Isagi Oichi, with a minute left in the game, does the impossible. Chapter 325 officials have dropped for Blue Lock. Let's talk about it. So the chapter starts immediately where the last one left off, with a minute left on the game clock, with Henri asking Isagi, "What are you doing?" as Isagi has the ball and is booking it down the field, with one idea in mind, that being to score. As Kuso asks, "For real? Is he really trying to score another point now?" Here comes a counter attack, as Isagi Oichi passes the ball to none other than Ren, as Ren says, "I'm not satisfied." Isagi responding saying, "Then come on, beast." As both Isagi and Ren absolutely tear through the Nigerian defense with a 1-2 pass. Nigeria completely unable to keep up, with the Nigerian team saying, "Damn, these two are charging up together again," saying, "Move back, stop them dead." But just saying it is not going to do enough. Ball is passed back to Isagi, and Isagi immediately passes it to none other than Kurosu, with Kurosu responding saying, "You're a real harsh taskmaster. Show me what you can do, Demon King," as he passes it right back to Isagi. As Isagi responds, "Nice wedge, extraordinary." And as he immediately gets the ball, he says, "Get it up there," passing it to none other than Bachida. As Bachida manages to get past two Nigerian defenders, Kuso screams at his team saying, "Watch out for Yoichi Isagi. He still hasn't scored yet, so he's gonna try to score with the last play." As Isagi is running down the field, and Bachida thinks to himself, "No, that theory is too shallow. Our egoist can't be summed up that easily." As we see from Bachida's point of view, both Ren and Isagi running down the field, with no one there to stop them. As Bachida continues by saying if he just wanted to score, he'd have a better chance if he and Ren kept passing back and forth until he shot. As Bachida gets around another defender, he asks, "But the fact that he went out of his way to pass to me means right now Isagi is asking for something else." Bachida understanding what Isagi needs, as we see Isagi look back and put a thumbs down in Bachida's direction, with Bachida responding, "I hear ya, partner." And with the ego in Bachida's eyes, he passes the ball to him with a backspin, with both the goalie and Kuso thinking it's going to be a shot, with the goalie saying, "Watch the goal box," as Kuso runs in and the ball barrels towards Isagi and Ren, with Onazi looking on, trying to figure out what to do next. And as Bachida's backspin low drive cross gets past three defenders, Ren gets boxed in by Obabana and Bello, with Bello saying "end of the line," as both Onazi and Kuso come out of nowhere trying to box Isagi, with Kuso saying "same here," responding to what Bello just said. As both Kuso and Onazi think to themselves, "We'll stop you, Isagi Oichi." But just then, Isagi turns and says, "There. I was waiting for that adaptation," putting both his hands on Onazi and Kuso, holding them back, as this takes Onazi off guard, realizing that Isagi's new move is oddly similar, with him saying this move is the reverse trap I made earlier. As the ball barrels towards Isagi, we see a puzzle piece of the last chapter where the ball hit Onazi's shoulder. He jumps up and tries to kick it, with Kuso thinking to himself, but it's not midair. It's a ground pass variant modified for himself. Shit. This bastard took the new technique Onazi just invented and instantly remodeled it into his own version, as Isagi taps the ball upward saying, "Don't win by accident. Make victory inevitable." As the ball is in the air, Isagi jumps up over both Kuso and Onazi and says, "Don't get trapped by a formula you created before," and has the pure intention of shooting the ball, with the puzzle pieces around him and his leg turning into puzzle pieces. As Onazi says, "This is someone on the path to become the world's best," as we see the all too familiar gun at the bottom of the page. And just like that, in mid-air, Isagi Oichi shoots the ball and says, "Bet on all of it," as he continues by saying, "Your thinking, your unknown pleasures, your curiosity, and yourself," as we see the manifestation of a gun being shot, that being Isagi kicking the ball, as Isagi puts Kuso on skates and Onazi standing there in awe, with both Obabana and Bello boxing Ren still, and the ball barreling towards the goal like a speeding bullet, with Henri clocking the shot, calling it a reverse rapid side shot volley, something we have not ever seen from Isagi in Blue Lock, taking inspiration from Onazi and possibly Nagi and Bunny, with Isagi thinking to himself, keeping to the status quo by sticking to the plan, screw that. Living on this battlefield means testing myself over and over again as Isagi manages to score the final goal in the Nigeria versus Japan match. As Isagi sees his own goal, he responds saying, "Your soccer isn't enough for me anymore, Jinpachi Ego," as Ego looks on in absolute shock, completely baffled by the fact that Isagi was able to score in just a minute, also proving that Isagi could have scored at literally any time. As just then, in the final page of Blue Lock chapter 325, the game between Japan and Nigeria comes to a close, with the U20 World Cup opening match ending in Japan's overwhelming win, with a resounding 4-0 game over. The next chapter, chapter 326, being titled Cola. No more fraud allegations, no more cam allegations, no more lack of anything allegations for Isagi Oichi. This man in a singular chapter was able to shut down all the haters all at once. After all, they don't call him number one and the Demon King for nothing. And now we are on to the biggest match in the group stage, that being Japan versus France. And anything could happen in this game. Absolutely fantastic chapter. I love the fact that Isagi proved everybody wrong. And honestly, you couldn't ask for anything better. I don't know when people are going to understand that this man is no joke. Everyone calls him a fraud every single game, but they don't realize it. This man is like that. And he just showed you.